How is everything going?
It's going well.
All right. Okay, people. So welcome to one more day. We are moving on with our Unit 12. We are almost finishing. Hi, Giovanna. Good to see you.
Hi, teacher. Good to
Welcome.
see you too.
Hi. So we are moving on. We are going to do one more part of our Unit 12. I hope you can see our page. Let me see if we can. Yes, I'm sharing now our Google Classroom page here so you can see the content. Last class on Monday, we did pages 139, 140, and the first part of 141. Okay. Today we are going to do 141 and 142. So we are moving on. Okay, people, before we know it, Unit 12 will be over. And then we will start reviewing. So that's really nice, isn't it, people? That's really nice. So if you have your books, please open your books to page 141. And just for you to know, here on Google Classroom, I have some extra material about the topic that we will discuss today. So it's easy for you to understand. It will help you, it will give you support. Let me share that here with you. We will talk about verbs followed by infinitive. We will see how we use infinitive in English and all the situations where the infinitive occurs. Okay. And there are some files here for you to see. Okay. So let's take a look there. If you have your books, let's open the books to page 141. All right, people. So, Mateus, do you have your material now? Yes. Last class, we did the first half of this page, and today we are doing the second half, all right? So here we have it. Let me just focus. Here we go. Can you see that, people? This is the grammar in context.
Yes.
Verb plus to infinitive only, okay? So we use the to infinitive after verbs for discussing plans and intentions. Verbs like agree, decide, hope, plan, promise, want, and would like. So after these verbs, we use to plus infinitive. Example, I'd like to find more examples, okay? We also use the to infinitive after other verbs like need, learn, and seem. We form negatives by putting not before the to infinitive. Example, I'm hoping not to miss my flight again. So it's important to notice that the negative infinitive is different from the other verbs. The other verbs, we use an auxiliary, but the infinitive doesn't use auxiliaries, right? We simply put the word not before the particle to, okay? So I'm hoping not to miss my flight again. It's necessary not to forget, and so on, okay? So for more information on this, you can always refer to page 170, okay? So here we have a reference. It says here, they say, look in the text. How many verbs, plus 2 infinitive examples from the grammar box can you find? So here, of course, the text is on the previous page. So let's take a look there. Here. So let's take a look there. Let me just zoom in. This text here is from a blog, as you can see, right? So by Joshua Barclay, and they want us to find examples of verb plus 2 infinitive. Let's see if we can find any examples, right? So I'll give you 1 minute. See if you can find any examples, and then we discuss. Okay. Did you find any examples of 2 infinitive?
Easy to translate
Uh-huh.
would be that.
Yes, could be. Even though
I couldn't get much of the explanation because I was arriving here.
it's okay.
I saw the examples and I think that's it.
It's okay, no problem. So let's see. Here we have one. Even though here it's after an adjective, and we always know that after adjectives, when we use a verb after an adjective, the verb goes to infinitive. So here we have an adjective. Okay, no problem. So any other examples of infinitive?
You want to have.
To have, yes.
Uh-huh. Where is it?
Second paragraph says
Second line.
something. Yes, second line.
Okay, you want to have. Okay, good. Many words to describe here. There are many words to describe. Okay, another one here. Any other?
You think of the perfect thing to say.
To say, okay.
You may never get to say.
Yes.
To find.
To say, yes. To
To
find.
find.
Yes, perfect. Okay. Yes, I think we got everything. Yes, all the infinitive examples. So as you can see, guys, we use infinitives a lot, right? We use them all the time. We use infinitives after adjectives when we use a verb. We use infinitives when we want to mean purpose, when the idea is to express purpose. So after nouns to express purpose. We use infinitives after some verbs, like for example, want, get, and would like, for example, here, okay? So That's the idea. Let's move back to the page again. Here, look, okay. Now, number 15. Use the verbs in the box to complete the sentences below. So here we have agree to, plan to, decide not to, promise not to, learn to, seem to, like to, and want to. So let me focus this part and try to do this exercise. Let's do the first one together. So the first one is easy. I'd really
Plan to.
like to. Okay. I'd really like to visit Florence one day. So here, if you ask me, oh, is there any other way to complete this phrase or the sentence? Could I use another verb after would, like, or I'd really, maybe want to could be, but I wouldn't change the verb tense. I couldn't use anything other than infinitive. Okay, guys, after would here, the only possible solution is infinitive, all right? I'd really want to, or I'd really like to visit. After would like, I have to use infinitive, okay? Okay, people, now up to you. Complete the others and then we correct, okay? I'll give you 2 minutes to do that one. All right, go ahead. Okay, guys, can we correct?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Yes, let's do it. Let's check out the second one, guys. What did you put there?
You must
You must
promise.
promise not to do it again.
Uh-huh. Promise not to. Very good. Uh-huh. It's something that's too dangerous, right? Good. Number 3.
Want to.
Uh-huh. Very good, Joycey. Excellent. If you want to. Number 4.
Next year, I plan to.
to.
Yes, great. Number 5.
Deciding not to. I don't know.
Decide not to.
Decide
Yes.
not to. Okay. All right. That's it. Way to go. Number 6.
Why don't you
Me
learn
too.
to play the piano?
Hmm. Very good. Perfect. Number 7.
I like
Agree
the
to.
plan, but James will never agree to it.
All right. Agree to. All right. Number 8.
Seem to.
Seem to.
Seem to. Very good, people. Yay. Excellent. So as you can see, guys, we use infinitives in many situations. Even when we want to finish a sentence with a short infinitive, we can do that. Like in number 3, for example, we can do that if you want to, okay? Sometimes we finish a sentence with a short infinitive. It's possible, okay? So here, we have number 16, which is kind of discussion. They want us to talk about some topics using a verb plus 2 infinitive included in the sentences. So the first one is an example. So something fun that you would like to do tonight. So they give an example here. Tonight I'd like to eat out and then watch a movie. So I'd like to eat out. Um, Number 2, someone you hope to meet in the future. Who can give us an example?
Sorry?
Number 2, someone you hope to meet in the future.
I'd love to meet Taylor Swift next year.
Oh, how nice. That's cool.
It's not
Is
really.
is she coming? Is she coming to Rock in Rio?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know
Oh,
much
okay.
about her. I
Okay.
just gave like an example by
All
ask.
right. Okay. All right. Who knows, right? Someone special you plan to see soon.
I'm going to see my mom next weekend. Could
Oh,
be
how
that.
nice. Okay. That's nice. Very
Does
good.
include in the rules or not? I'm going.
Yes. Yes, because you're planning to see. Yeah, it's your intention. Yes. Sure. Something important you learned to do when you were young.
Go, Amanda, please.
Come on, guys.
Amanda, Jose, you guys are so quiet.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I learned how to
Anna,
cook.
Sorry, can you repeat, please?
I learned how to cook.
Oh, that's nice. That's cool. Okay. I learned how to make chocolate cake when I was young. I learned how to bake a cake. That was cool. Someone you need to speak to later.
mm, I don't know.
I need to talk with my friend to discuss about the book that we were reading.
Okay. All right. Very good. Somewhere exciting you want to go one day. I want to go to Paris one day. Paris and England. I want to go to Paris and London, actually. Two cities that I really want to go to one day. Paris and London.
I'd love to go to Maldives.
The Maldives. Oh, how nice.
I want to be a cabin crew, so many places I want to go.
Yeah, so if you want to, yeah, if you become a cabin crew.
Yesterday I was watching a cabin crew from Etihad. He was like showing his roster of
Uh-huh.
October, I think, and the flights were
How,
like New York, Philadelphia, Paris, London. I was
wow.
like, what?
How
Yeah.
nice, Mateus. You see, yeah, this is something really positive about being a cabin crew member. If you become a flight attendant, you get to know a lot of places. Um, and also, if you decide to work on a cruise, not as a flight attendant, but on a cruise, you will also get to know a lot of places.
Yes, yes. I was reading a little bit about it as well.
Yeah, it's very good. It's really good. I had a friend, actually, I have a friend who used to be a cabin crew member on a cruise on a ship, and he traveled so much. And he would post his pictures on Instagram, and wow, he went to all those beautiful places, and it was amazing. He had a lot of fun. I can tell you that. And he was a very good. He was a great professional, and he was. I mean, he worked for a jewelry store, and he was selected to work inside one of those ships inside the store to be a sales rep for the jewelry store. He was a rep for H. Stern. I don't know if you know this jewelry store. A Guy Stern.
I
Do
don't
you
know.
know? Do you know a Guy Stern?
Guest staring. I
A
don't know.
guy.
Can you write? I don't know.
Yeah, sure. I'll try to write. Let me write. Do you know the jewelry stores in Brazil, the most famous ones?
Chanel. No, Chanel. Chanel isn't
No,
a
no,
jewelry store.
jewelry store.
Uh huh. Yes.
You
I
have,
know what you mean. Yeah, I know what you mean. But
yeah, you have Vivara, right? You have, he worked for a Guy Stern. Do you know?
I don't know.
I don't know if I can write here. I don't know how to write on Google Meet. Do you know how we can write on Google Meet?
Let me see. A lusa interativa like this.
Let me see. Let me try to write. Oh, yes, I found it.
Yes. Could you do it?
Yes, let me try to open. It's opening. Let me just, yes. So he was not really, let me share. He wasn't really he wasn't a crew member from the ship, but he was an employee of the jewelry store. He worked for the jewelry store, and he was,
So
yeah,
he would like travel, sailing, or stuff like that.
selling jewelry. Yeah,
Okay.
he was a jewelry. Yeah, he was a rep for the
Like a
jewelry.
businessman.
He
Like a
was a
businessman.
businessman. Yeah, but he was working for, because inside the ship, inside the cruiser, there was a small jewelry store, and then he was responsible for the store. So wherever the ship went, he had to go. So let me try to write now. Okay, text. Okay. Do you know the name of this company?
No, I don't know.
You don't know this jewelry store?
No, I don't.
Wow.
Let me search on Google. I don't know.
Yeah, it's very famous. It's in Ipanema or Leblon here in Rio.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Wow, the prices.
Yeah, very expensive. Very
I don't
expensive.
know. Never heard about it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Também não conheço não, professor, eu sou pobre.
Eu também sou pobre, gente. Eu não conheço essas coisas.
It's okay, no problem. But
Can I share my screen, Simone? Just a second.
yes, of course, you
Just so
can.
they can see.
Yes, of course, go
Eu não
ahead.
conheço, mas eu já vi anúncio de vaga de emprego pra lá.
Can you guys see? The prices.
Yes, yes.
Jesus.
Yes, they are very expensive. So this company has a big store in Ipanema. Their headquarters are in Ipanema, right? The headquarters of this store, and they also they work overseas. They have stores inside liners, cruise liners, ships. So they send employees on the ships to be like a sales rep. So you travel to sell jewelry to passengers on board the ships. So yeah, so
They're like representing the
yes,
story.
representing the company. So he was a crew member representing H. Stern. So it was really interesting because he got to know a lot of countries. He went to the Greek islands, he went to Europe, he went to many countries, even the Maldives. Wow, amazing. I don't know what he's doing now, but I can ask him what is necessary to do to get a job like that. I know that you have to be young. You can't be old. You have to be up to a certain age. You can't be older than, I think, 30. You have to be younger than that to work with this kind of thing because it's you're selling jewelry, and so you have to be young and you have to speak fluent English. Right?
As I imagine.
Yeah. But it's a very nice job. If you like traveling, it's fantastic. It's really interesting. So let me take you back to the book page. So yeah, it's a very nice way to get to know places if you like traveling. So okay, guys, after that, you have a lot of opportunities to practice using infinitive. Okay, guys, you can even practice this exercise making some sentences, writing some sentences, okay? Something fun you would like to do, someone you hope to meet in the future, okay? There are many ways for you to practice that. So let me just disable this here. Now, let's move on to page 142. Let me just, okay. This part here talks about decisions. And yes, that's our life, right? We all have to make decisions. It's part of growing. Here they say, read the text. Have you heard of the prisoner's dilemma before? Have you ever heard of this dilemma, people?
No.
Yeah, me neither. I had never heard of this dilemma before I read this lesson. So let's take a look at this story. Who would like to read for us? Can we have a volunteer to read?
I can go. Giovanna, do you want to read? Amanda?
Can.
I can read.
Okay, go, Amanda.
Okay, go ahead. Thank you.
The prisoner's dilemma is a famous example of game theory. The police have two men who they think have committed a crime. However, the police don't have any evidence. The men are separated and cannot talk to each other. Each man is told if they both admit the crime, they will get eight years in prison. If one man admits the crime, he will go free, but his partner will go to the prison for 20 years. If they both say they didn't do it, they both go to prison for a year.
It's interesting, isn't it? That's why it's called, thank you so much, Amanda. That's why it's called the prisoner's dilemma. Okay. So they are separated, they cannot talk to each other, so they cannot agree on a common answer. So each man is told if they both admit the crime, they will get 8 years in prison. If one man admits the crime, but the other doesn't, he will go free, but his partner will go to prison for 20 years. If they both say they didn't do it, they both go to prison for a year. Imagine if you were in that situation. You can't talk to the other prisoner. What would you decide? Which option?
Mas eu teria cometido crime ou não?
We don't know. Here we don't know if you committed the crime or not. What do you think would be the best solution for you if you don't want to stay in prison?
Meu Deus.
Difficult, isn't it? If you say that you didn't do it, suppose you say, I didn't do it, but then the other guy says, I confess I did it. Then if one man admits the crime, he will go free, and then you will go to prison for 20 years because you said you didn't.
Então, mesmo se eu não tivesse cometido crime, só admitisse, iria se ferrar e eu não.
Yeah.
Nossa.
Yeah. You see? Imagine if you didn't do anything. Suppose you are innocent. You are not guilty. You're totally innocent.
Uhum.
And then if you say, I didn't do it, then you would, yeah, you would have a
I don't
situation.
understand when this say if they both say they didn't do it, they both go to prison for a year.
Yeah.
If
But
none of
the
them
police
take
don't
the,
have an
for
evidence.
example, if none of them take the fault, they both go to prison.
Yes.
But the police don't have any evidence.
Yes. The
Doesn't make
police,
sense.
yeah, they don't have any evidence, right? So the police have two men who they think have committed a crime. They
Yes,
think.
but the police just think.
But they,
Yeah.
but the people, but they both, mas eles não sabem que a polícia não tem evidência contra eles, então.
Yeah.
It's okay, but if they both say they didn't do it, they both go to the prison for a year. Doesn't make
Yeah.
sense, guys.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, there is a crime. There is a crime.
If it's the truth.
Yeah. Actually,
Oh
there
my
is.
god.
Yeah, it's that's why it's called.
They go to the prison for nothing.
Yeah. They go. Imagine 20 years for nothing. Imagine.
Oh my god. It's how can I say injustiça?
It's unfair.
It's so unfair.
It's so unfair. Yeah. It's really unfair. Yeah, it is really unfair. And I guess the best scenario is when if they go to prison for a year. If both say they didn't do it, I think it's the best scenario because then they only go to prison for a year, right? Because then, because, and it's really bad because if they both admit the crime, they will get 8 years in prison. That's bad. If only one man admits the crime, he will go free, but his partner will go to prison for 20 years. That's crazy.
Imagine losing a year of your life for nothing.
Yeah, exactly, right? That's the
Your
prisoners
family, your friends, for nothing.
for nothing. Yeah, it's really crazy. And this is actually happening a lot. Nowadays, in
Yeah.
reality, it's happening to some people who are going to jail just because the picture resembles that of a criminal. I don't know if you've seen on TV, some people are getting to jail, they're getting arrested just because their photo is similar to that of a criminal. I don't know if you've seen that on TV.
I
The
have.
yeah, the police, unfortunately, the police in Brazil arrests people. They arrest
But
people just by the looks of a picture. They compare some photos and they see the photos and they go like, "Oh, he is a criminal. Look at the picture. Okay, he goes to jail." And then they put the person in jail. They arrest the person just because of a picture.
you
And the
know about the case. Uh, 5 boys were arrested for rape and they didn't.
yes,
I've
I
watched
watched
it.
It's
the
so
hearing.
unfair. Who
yes,
losing uh so time in the how uh how can I say prison?
prison.
The prison for nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
When they
Unfortunately,
see us is the name. When they see us.
yeah.
Giovanna, did you watch the interview of them after?
No, because
It's on Netflix. Go
I'm
watch
a,
it.
What's the name?
When they see us.
afraid to cry a lot.
It's yes, it's really strong because even today they have the scars of what happened. I'm gonna write the name on the
Wow.
chat. Some of they are traumatized. It's really strong. The interview. It's
Wow.
what it was with Oprah. I think the interview.
They
Wow.
were scared for a life.
Yes, really. Wow. Very bad. Yes, that's really bad.
So this is so unfair. If they
Yes,
both didn't didn't do it, and they both
yes.
go to the prison and don't nothing.
If they didn't do anything,
Yes,
yes, it's unfair. It's unfair to lose 1 year of your life.
yes.
Nothing. Yeah.
It's not a week. It's a year.
Here. Yeah, that's true. So let's see if we understand the whole scheme, the whole thing. Read the text again and complete the summary. If both prisoners say they are innocent, they will both receive
1 year. A year.
yeah. If both prisoners say they are guilty, they will both receive
8 years.
8 years. Okay. If prisoner A says he's guilty and prisoner B says he's innocent, prisoner A will receive
um
20. Zero.
Zero.
0.
Nothing. Nothing.
Yeah. And prisoner B will receive
20
20
years.
years. Isn't it crazy?
It's so unfair again.
Yes. It is
Because
super.
oh, Terrible.
Yes, it doesn't make sense. Imagine if
But you know that it's possible that some of them committed
Yes.
the crime, or both
Yes,
of them
you're
committed.
right.
It's possible. We don't know that. We
Yes,
don't know
of
that for
course.
sure. But yeah,
Oh
maybe
my
it's
God.
not unfair.
yeah,
Maybe it's not unfair. Maybe it's unfair.
Yes,
One of
unfair.
them going to
I
ditch
say this because it's unfair for the
the other.
how can I say that? Um just one receive 20 years, but both
yeah,
Yes.
do the crime.
If each one, so let me make it better. If each one receive 10 years, it's gonna be fair.
yeah,
Yes.
You see, it's gonna be fair.
yeah. That's true. It's really crazy. That's why it's called a dilemma, right? It's really unfair. So here, that's why they ask us which one is the best decision. I would say for them to plead innocent, not to plead guilty. Because if both of them plead innocent, they will just go to prison for a year.
A year. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
So complete the phrases now using words from the box. Let's take a look there. We have there, because these words, guys, they are related to making decisions, right? So we have balance, calculate. Oh, by the way, here in parentheses, we have the part of speech each word belongs to. So the first one is a noun, risk, a noun, calculate, a verb, thinking is a noun, convince, a verb, and value, a verb. Okay. So here we have work and life. So what is that? We have to complete using,
Balance.
yes, work and life balance.
Balance.
Okay, good. We have to reach this kind of balance between work and life. Okay, work and life balance. Change your way of,
Thinking.
that's great. Perfect. Number 3,
Take a risk.
risk someone's opinion.
No, number 3, no, sorry. Convince.
Convince someone's opinion,
Ah,
or I think it's another one.
Value.
Value. Okay.
Value.
Oh,
Value
yes.
someone's
Well,
opinion. Yeah, I think this one is better. Value someone's opinion. Number 4, take a,
Risk.
yes,
yep.
take a risk. Number 5, try
Try
to,
to calculate.
Complete.
yes, great. And finally,
Convince.
convince. Okay, convince someone you're right. Okay, so let's see everything again. Work and life balance, change your way of thinking, value someone's opinion, take a risk, try to calculate the possibilities, and convince someone you're right. Okay, great. So why are we checking these phrases? Why do we have to see those things? So here, complete the sentences, sorry guys, with the words from exercise number 4. So let's take a look there. I will disable this so we can see that. Look, take a look at the situation. It seems that she has to make a decision. Look at her face. She may be in a dilemma, right? So if you have a problem or a difficult decision to make, then it's important to consider all the factors so you can,
Balance,
Balance.
or Calculate.
Calculate the best word.
Best.
Okay. So let's see that. Of course, you should always the advice of people around you.
Value.
Okay. However, there is a
Balance.
that other people may try to
Convince you. Convince you for convince
yeah, to agree with their way of
thinking.
thinking. Always trust your own judgment and try to find a
Balance.
balance. So there is,
Number 3 would be
yes, there
risk.
is a risk. Okay. So
Doesn't make much sense. Does
yes, look,
there is
you should always value the advice of people around you. However, there is a risk that other people may
okay.
try to convince you to agree with their way of thinking.
Risky on this case would be like a possibility.
Yes, yes, that's right. Okay. There is always a
Wouldn't
risk.
be like better if they just say possibility instead of risk. But yeah, I understand.
Yeah. Okay, in that sense. All right. So here, the final part is really interesting because we use these things a lot, but we never kind of stop to think about it, right? We usually call them interjections. Here, they call them exclamations, right? So here, they want us to recognize intonation in exclamations. So an exclamation, people, is a statement that shows emotion. Okay, so let's focus here. Recognizing intonation in exclamations helps you understand how the speaker feels. Often, exclamations start with what, or what, or that's, or how, plus an adjective. Expressions such as wow or no way are also exclamations. When you use exclamations in English, the pitch of your voice goes up more obviously, and you also speak more loudly. Okay? So here, let's see some examples here. Match each exclamation with a meaning. So let's take a look here. Let's see here. Aha! What's the meaning
That's
of that?
fine.
Okay, so what do you think that matches with?
That's funny.
That's fine.
That's funny.
Wow!
Amazing.
I understand.
I understand.
Phew.
What a relief.
What's a
What a
relief?
relief.
Huh?
I don't understand.
I don't understand.
All right.
Whoa.
Great. Very good. Okay, guys. So I also put a list of very common interjections or exclamations for you on Google Classroom because the list is quite long. There are some other interjections there. Let me try to show you that. Let me see if I can open it. Here. Yes. Let me try to show you that. Okay, can you see that, people?
Yes.
So here you have an interjection is a short exclamation that expresses emotion. An interjection is a part of speech that shows the emotion or feeling of the author. Most important interjections list. So here you have the interjection, and the meaning, okay? Exclamation, realization, or acceptance, okay? And then the meaning of all of them. So we have all different kinds, okay, guys? Here, yay, yikes, ew, okay? Oh, oops, ouch, yippee. Okay, guys, the most common ones, okay? So there are some others as well, but these are the most common ones, right? So you can have fun with that. Here, I also posted some interesting information about how to make decisions and phrases that we use when we are making decisions in English, okay? So let's go back to the book. Oh, let me just check out something here. Let me unfocus. Okay, people. We can move on. We're done with this one. We can even move on a little bit more to 143. It's all the better for us. Let me just reload this page here. Just the wind is blowing so much here. Is the wind blowing there where you live? Because the wind is blowing so much here, guys. It's really blowing here. It's like the weather is changing or something because it's really blowing. Okay, let's try to go a little bit more here. Oh, right. So let's take a look at the first one here, people, so we can. Okay. So listen to each statement twice. Notice how intonation can change a statement into an exclamation, showing emotion. So let's pay attention here. First of all, guys, can you see this? Can you see exercise number 8? Yes?
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. So let's listen.
1,
She left. She left.
2. It's raining. It's raining. 3. What a day. What a day. 4.
There's Julie. There's Julie.
5.
James is here. James is here.
All right, people. Did you notice the difference?
Yes, yes.
So it's really easy and simple to notice how different it is, right? So it's really different. Once the first one is really flat, the second one you have emotion, right? So it's an exclamation. The next one, listen again. Write the number of each expression next to the correct emotion. So let's see here.
1,
She left. She left.
2. It's raining. It's raining. 3. What a day. What a day. 4.
There's Julie. There's Julie.
5.
James is here. James is here.
I'll play one more time, okay, people?
1.
She left. She left.
2. It's raining. It's raining. 3. What a day. What a day. 4.
There's Julie. There's Julie.
5.
James is here. James is here.
Okay, guys, could you identify the emotions for each one?
Yes, yes. It was easy.
All right, so let's see. The first one, what do you have?
Thankful. Oh, no. Angry.
Yes. The next one,
Thankful.
number
What?
5. Yes.
Nossa, mas eu fui pra eliminação, assim.
Next one, what do you think?
To a surprise.
Okay. Number 3.
Disappointed.
Yes. Number 4.
Excited.
Yes. Okay. Listen
I did
again.
the opposite. I put
Yes.
surprised
thankful
as
too.
5 and thankful as 2. But yeah.
Let's listen again.
1.
She left. She left.
2. It's raining. It's raining. 3. What a day. What a day.
What a day.
4.
There's Julie. There's Julie.
5.
James is here. James is here.
Yeah. Okay, it's okay.
Agora deu pra sentir melhor nessa terceira vez.
Yes.
O alívio, então. Ah,
Yeah, that's true. All right, people. So now listen to the rest of the podcast here, number 10. Choose the correct emotion for each exclamation you hear. Okay. So we're going to see the exclamations and then we will decide. Okay. So let's see.
Right. Now I've got something for you. Do you know about the marshmallow test?
What? The marshmallow test? I've never heard of it.
Well, it's amazing. Basically, back in the 1960s, a Stanford professor put a marshmallow on a table in front of hungry 4-year-olds. He told them they could eat it, but he promised to give them 2 marshmallows if they waited for him to return.
I see. So what did the kids do?
Some turned their backs or covered their eyes or sang songs. Others started playing games or sat quietly. About a third of the kids decided to eat the marshmallow right away.
A third? Ha!
But some waited a little longer. And about 1/3 waited the full 15 or 20 minutes for the researcher to return.
Really? Huh. So what did that prove?
Well, it showed we can learn to control our emotions. Of course, they all wanted to eat the treat, but some of them knew it would be better to wait so they could get 2 treats.
Really? So the head can control the heart.
Yep, even for young children. And what's even more interesting, he kept studying those kids for 50 years.
No way!
And guess what? He found that those who waited got better grades and better jobs and were more positive and more successful in their lives. He calculated that the longer they waited, the better their lives were.
Wow. Food for thought, Michael. Do you have any marshmallows? I'm hungry.
Sure, but do you mind waiting?
That's interesting. So let's see, guys. Do you need to listen one more time? Or do you already know the answers?
One more time.
One more time? Okay.
Right. Now I've got something for you. Do you know about the marshmallow test?
What? The marshmallow test? I've never heard of it.
Well, it's amazing. Basically, back in the 1960s, a Stanford professor put a marshmallow on a table in front of hungry 4-year-olds. He told them they could eat it, but he promised to give them 2 marshmallows if they waited for him to return.
I see. So what did the kids do?
Some turned their backs or covered their eyes or sang songs. Others started playing games or sat quietly. About a third of the kids decided to eat the marshmallow right away,
A third? Ha!
but some waited a little longer. And about 1/3 waited the full 15 or 20 minutes for the researcher to return.
Really? Huh. So what did that prove?
Well, it showed we can learn to control our emotions. Of course, they all wanted to eat the treat, but some of them knew it would be better to wait so they could get 2 treats.
Really? So the head can control the heart.
Yep, even for young children. And what's even more interesting, he kept studying those kids for 50 years.
No way!
And guess what? He found that those who waited got better grades and better jobs and were more positive and more successful in their lives. He calculated that the longer they waited, the better their lives were.
Wow. Food for thought, Michael. Do you have any marshmallows? I'm hungry.
Sure, but do you mind waiting?
All right, people. So let's say the first one, the first what? What is the feeling?
Surprise.
Surprise or angry?
Surprised,
Okay. The second one,
interested,
interested. A third?
amused,
Uh-huh. Really?
surprised,
No way.
amazed,
I
Amazed.
thought it was wrong, but apparently it's correct.
Yeah, it's true. Yes. She was really interested. When she was listening to the story, she was really into it, and she was quite interested in what he was telling. I heard of this experiment before, and it's really interesting. When he describes what happens to the 4-year-olds and the marshmallow experiment, it's really interesting. So yes, guys, exactly that. Okay, very good. So here, look at that. So strange but true. Here we have a podcast. I don't know if we will have a chance to listen to that, but the last one here, listen to the podcast again and answer the questions. Let's listen to the podcast. It's about the experiment when they did this test with the kids. It's really interesting. It actually happened. Okay, guys, it's not something fake or anything. There was a test, okay, and here we have the questions. When did the marshmallow test begin? How old were the children in the study? What did the children have to do to get 2 marshmallows? How many children didn't eat the marshmallow right away? What did the study prove? And what surprising results did the study find later? It's very simple, actually. There's no big deal here. So let's just listen to that. It's super simple.
Right. Now I've got something for you. Do you know about the marshmallow test?
What? The marshmallow test? I've never heard of it.
Well, it's amazing. Basically, back in the 1960s, a Stanford professor put a marshmallow on a table in front of hungry 4-year-olds. He told them they could eat it, but he promised to give them 2 marshmallows if they waited for him to return.
I see. So what did the kids do?
Some turned their backs or covered their eyes or sang songs. Others started playing games or sat quietly. About a third of the kids decided to eat the marshmallow right away,
A third? Ha!
but some waited a little longer. And about 1/3 waited the full 15 or 20 minutes for the researcher to return.
Really? Huh. So what did that prove?
Well, it showed we can learn to control our emotions. Of course, they all wanted to eat the treat, but some of them knew it would be better to wait so they could get 2 treats.
Really? So the head can control the heart.
Yep, even for young children. And what's even more interesting, he kept studying those kids for 50 years.
No way!
And guess what? He found that those who waited got better grades and better jobs and were more positive and more successful in their lives. He calculated that the longer they waited, the better their lives were.
Wow. Food for thought, Michael. Do you have any marshmallows? I'm hungry.
Sure, but do you mind waiting?
All right, people. So that's super easy, guys. When did the marshmallow test begin?
Back in the 1950s.
60s.
60s.
Yeah, yes. How old were the children in the study? Oops, sorry, that's my dog.
I couldn't get the one.
They were 4. They were very young. They were only 4-year-old. 4 years, actually. Only 4 years. What did the children have to do to get 2 marshmallows? What did the children have to do to get 2 marshmallows?
Wait.
They had to wait, not to eat that one. Yes, they had to avoid eating the marshmallow. Okay. How many children didn't eat the marshmallow right away? 1/3 of the children. What did the study prove? What did the study prove? That the head can control the heart. What surprising results did the study find later? That people who can control the heart do better and are more successful in life, right? So let me show you the answers so we can go, guys. Let me show you the answers to that. Just a moment. Look. Okay. Actually, 1/3 ate the marshmallow right away. Okay. We can later control our emotions. Actually, there's a mistake here. We can control our emotions. Okay. The longer they waited, the better the children's grades were, and the better jobs they got later on, the more successful their lives were. So it's a consequence, right? And here we have all the answers. So people, this is a very nice experiment. If you want, you can read more about this experiment, the marshmallow experiment. It's really interesting. So again, we did the first half of the page. Next half we do next week, okay, the other half. So let's move back to our page here on Google Classroom. What is the homework for this class that we've just finished today? Online practice, unit 12.3, we finished, okay? And the worksheets that we posted here, verb plus object plus to infinitive, also verbs followed by to infinitive, okay, guys? So, yes, here we have verb patterns, infinitives, and also linkers of contrast from the previous class. Okay, people? So don't forget to do this homework. Today we talked about verbs plus to infinitive, making decisions, and common exclamations. All right, people? So let me go back to our main page here and we can take a picture. So let's take a picture here so I can record your attendance before we go. Hey, Mateus, what happened to your background? All right.
I was talking with the microphone muted. But
Oh,
it's, I mean, the office, the street in Switzerland.
oh, it's beautiful. Yeah, it's really beautiful. I love it. Okay, I managed to save it. So people, thank you very much for coming. Thank you, Mateus. Thank you, Amanda.
Bye, teacher. Thank you.
Thank you, Chopin. Thank you. Thank you, Joyce. Thank you, José. Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Mateus. Thank you, Amanda. Bye-bye.
Bye, teacher.
Bye, teacher.
Okay, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye bye. See you.
See you. How beautiful. Hope to see you next week. Okay, guys. Have a nice weekend. All right. Bye-bye, people. Love you. Bye-bye. Take care.